We are going to make some more napkins. We are going to make more pockets for Archie. Welcome, it's Winnie from BellaSunshyn. There's a lot of pockets I want to show you guys, so let's go ahead and let's get started. The first one I want to show you guys is this one. This is my prototype. And this idea came from Melina's. So it is called Melina's V-Cut Pocket. And it's going to be a pretty simple process here. But first thing, we need to figure out where we want to put it in the book. And I already have one in mind, which is this page. And I'm going to be using a double-sided scrapbook paper to make it a lot easier for us to work with. So the first thing is figure out the width of our page. So with this one, the size is about 4 3/4, so maybe I want to go to about 4 1/4. So I want this size to be 4 1/4. So what we need to do is, let's go ahead and fold our paper. The measurement of my paper is 12 by 6 1/4. So what we need to decide on now is how we want this pocket to be facing. Do we want it facing to the right side opening or the left side opening? And I think because we're putting it here, we want the pocket to come out of the right side. So it's gonna go this way, which means I want this to be shorter than over here. So if we're doing a 4 1/4, I want it to be at least 1 inch. So I'm gonna do 3 1/4 for this side. So 1, 2, 3 1/4. Then you need to go ahead and determine where your, what is it, 4 1/4 is what we're saying. So let me make it easy. Let's round it off. So we got 4, and so it would be right here. Now, as you can see, that's gonna be way too big, so we're gonna just have to cut that off. We need to go ahead and trim it, and let's just trim about 1 inch. The next step we need to do is cut out our V shape. As you can see on mine, I left about I would say about 1/4 inch on each side of the flap. The easiest for me to do this is by measurement. You guys don't have to measure. If you guys want to just eyeball it, go right ahead. I'm more of I gotta measure everything because I'm too afraid to mess up, I guess. So I'm a perfectionist. So what I'm gonna do, the easiest thing is, what I want to do is determine how big of a pocket do I want this to be. And I think I wanna go with 3 inches. So I just need to mark 3 inches from the bottom to up here, then measure my 1/4, or not 1/4, 1/4 inch, and you just draw the line, and that's where you would cut. Let me go ahead and do one measurement, and then I can show you guys what I'm talking about. Here are my marking. I'm hoping you guys can see it. Maybe this one is darker. This is 3 inches, and then that's about 1/4. Now we just need to cut it off. So you can either do it by hand or use your trimming. And here it is. There's our V shape. So now all we need to do is do our notch over here, and I'm just using a 1 1/2, and I'm just eyeballing it to kind of center like this. So now I'm just going to go ahead and ink it so we can go ahead and see all the edging. I have it all inked, and now all we need to do is glue it. So I'm going to use my art glitter glue, and what you want to do is put glue the middle part and the part that we're having our opening. So do not put glue on this side. Middle all the way over here. Then on this one here, we need to just put a dab of glue like right on the top here. So now I have it all glued, and I have these triangles that we had left over, so I'm thinking, what if we add another pocket over here? It kind of breaks off a little bit of the flower. So I think I'm going to go ahead and add this, and it's going to be a tuck spot. So I'm putting glue on this side and then that side. I accidentally deleted a segment of my video. All you guys missed was I put some thread through the holes, and I glued our pocket to our page, and I put glue over the top here, on the edge over here, and at the bottom. And so we have our pocket over here, 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 and then here. Here's our prototype, and I'm just gonna insert it in here. And that is done. The next pocket I want to show you guys, I'm calling it an envelope pocket. It's a little bit different. It's an unusual envelope because you open it up and you have a pocket here and here, and then it's got its own little closure. I saw this on Instagram, and I don't remember who did it. It kind of went really fast, and I just kind of figured things out on my own. And of course, if you put this here, you're also going to have a pocket over here. So let's go ahead and make this. What we'll need is decide on the paper you want to use, and I'm just going to use this. And what we need to do is we need a square. So to make an easy square is that whatever paper you're using, is you fold it in the triangle like this. Once you have your triangle, then you need this section here. You can go ahead and fold it and rip it, or you can use your cutter to cut this off. And here's our square. So now what we need to do is, I'm just gonna put these two ends like this, and I'm just gonna pinch the middle so I know where it is, like this. And when you fold this, you want to make sure your lettering is facing, it's not upside down, I guess. Okay, so then with this, you want to line this up to the point here, kind of to match this up. So if you had this grid and you got everything placed, then you know where to place it or to fold. So you're just folding halfway like this. So you have this folded, and then you'll fold it back up like this. So you want to make sure this tip is not at the very end. I mean, it's just a little bit right under the line, so you can it doesn't get caught on going like when you fold it. Okay, so we have that, and let's figure out again where our middle is. So we're just going to fold, just to do a little pinch so we know where it is. And what I want to do is, I'm using my grid here to kind of put this on the point here and kind of line up my paper, because what I want to do is, if this is the middle, see, if this is the middle, I want to fold this all the way over here to about 1 inch. Just put this here. So what I want to do is just lining this up. I'm going to fold this. Here's my middle right here. So I'm folding it to the edge over here. And then you want to do the same thing on this one. So we want it over, oops. We want to move it here. All right, so we have them folded. Then the next one would be to decide whether, I don't think it matters, you can either use this or this one. What you want to do with this is we are going to fold it along where the middle line is, and that's going to be our closure. Like this. Fold it. So it goes, it folds like this, and then what you need to do is you need to go ahead and open that up like this, and you're just going to fold it and that's what it looks like. There's your closure. So there's the closure. If you are using something that's a really thick, like this paper is actually thicker than this, so just make sure you don't want to put a bulk on your journal. So try to do a very thin paper as your base, and then if you're going to decorate it, then it's going to make it pretty sturdy, especially if you're going to make these into a pocket. I'm not going to decorate mine, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and ink my pages. All right, so I have my paged ink, and I forgot to tell you guys to go ahead and fold the flap where your line is here. You just need to fold it as far as it could go. So that's folded, and then when you have this here like this, then this will fold. Straight. And then it goes in like this. Like this. And I didn't ink this because I want to go ahead and put a cover sheet, because as you guys can tell, let's go ahead and glue this first before I explain anything else. So with here, I'm going to go ahead and leave this open so we can have an extra pocket over here. So what we're needing to do is we are going to put glue on this edge over here. Then over here, we're going to go ahead and put glue all the way here and to this flap over here. And I think if you can see your little square here, you can try to put glue to hold those in place too. So like this. And we're going to go ahead and put glue here. So this is what the page looks like. Like that. So with this one, it's really hard to kind of put this in because, like I said, this is pretty thin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back it up with this one. So maybe do something like this. All right, I finished making our envelope, and I did more than what I was planning on, but that's okay as long as you're happy with your stuff. decorated, even though it's in your idea book. So with this one, we just need to go ahead and place it in the book. And I was thinking of maybe putting it in here, or maybe kind of red and red. Let's just put it in here. So I want to be able to use this over here as a pocket. So I'm gonna go ahead again. For me to remember where to put the glue, I put my thumb, and I know not to put glue here, so I'm gonna need to put glue here, here, and here. Okay, here's my pocket. I went ahead and backed it up with another page because I'm probably not gonna do anything here. So I wanted to make sure this is going to be pretty strong for this pocket. And let's take a look. Here's our closure. Open it up, and you have a pocket over here. And of course over here, along with here, and then here. And close it up again, like this. And I can just put another card right there. That is done. The next pocket I have is this, which is inspired by Mad Paper Crush, and she called it the Hidden Pockets Flip with the Closure. So this is actually your closure. You flip this open like this, and over here you use this button. You can either glue it or you can do a brad, and it becomes your closure, and then this flip doesn't go anywhere. So if you were to put this on a page like this, you would just remove this tag, open it, and there's a pocket right here, and then you have a pocket there, and then inside right here there's a pocket right here. And then there's also a pocket right in here, right here. So if you put this in a corner here, you can actually make it into another tuck spot like that. Lots of possibility. So what we'll need to do this is going to be an envelope. A used envelope or a brand new one, whatever you guys have laying around. And you can determine, you know, what size you want for your pocket. I'm just gonna go ahead and use this, and it doesn't matter if you have a window or not, because we're just gonna cover that up. So with this one, what we want to go ahead and do is we want to go ahead and glue this closed. But before we do that, let's go ahead and we need to open this here and this here. You can either cut it, but I think I'll use my letter opener. So when you have this open, it's gonna look like this. And now what we need to do is I'm just gonna put glue where the adhesive used to be, because we still want this to be open. So we just need to close it and not close all the way here. I'm just gonna use my glue stick. I changed my mind on the envelope. This is kind of way too big for the page I wanted. I actually want to put it here because I do want to make it into a tuck spot once I'm done. So I'm gonna use this one. I already have it processed the same way as I did this one. So you're gonna have like a little tube like that. So the next step we need is to figure out our pocket. And what I want to do is I want to use this paper to be the flip, like this one. So I need this. We need at least, so look at our prototype. It's kind of hinged right there. So that's about an inch. So if this is a 6-inch, that means I have 5 inches left over. So I need to make sure my size is going to be 5 inches. So let me do some, what do you call these? Scoring, not scorching. Scoring. So I need this to be 5, and so that way I know where to fold, and that's gonna be in my pocket. Here's our envelope. This is too much over here, so I'm gonna go ahead and just measure whatever is 2.5 and then cut off the rest. All right, I have it cut off. Now what we need to do is somewhat decorate. With this one, we need to go ahead, I'm gonna go ahead and glue it. And if you guys were going to sew, you would actually sew where my dashes are if you wanted to, but I'm just gonna glue. I have the pieces that I wanna use to decorate the envelope. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and glue this piece and cut the excess. And then on this one, I'm just using a book page, and I'm gonna do the same thing. Glue these together and go from there. I have these glued, and I have this one to be glued here. But what we need to do is I want to punch the hole here, and I want this to match up. So I am going to put these together like this. All right, so now we have this piece all lined up to that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and ink this. All right, I have this ink, and now I'm gonna go ahead and glue this over here. I did it again. I deleted a segment. Let me show you guys what I did to attach this flip. The important one is do not pre-fold this unless you know for sure that you have enough to cover your whole piece. Because if you do that, because that's what I did with this one, you can see I have a gap, so it doesn't cover my whole page or my whole pocket. So when you line up your top cover, you don't want to just line up to the edge. You want to go over just a little bit like this. That way it's going to ensure that you're going to have everything covered. So I had this one, and I was ready to, it was going to go this way. Then I'll have this insert that's going to go in the envelope. You want to go ahead and do your corner cut, and I just do, cut this way and then that way. This makes it easier for you to insert it into your envelope like this. So all you need to do is you need to put glue over here and then insert it, press it down, make sure it's covered, and then that's it. And I went ahead and inked everything. So the only thing that I have left to do is going to be, you can do the faux stitching like the way I did it. I think I probably will do that. But right now, let me show you how to make the closure. So with the closure, all you're going to need is a tag, the size that you need it for. I have the tag that I want to use, but before we work on the closure, let's go ahead and glue this piece. So with this one, we need to go ahead and put glue on this side and then on the top. Once that glue, you can go ahead and attach your card, your tag, I mean, and figure out how far you want it to go out. So let's say I want it that way. Then I have my little circle, and I'm just trying to center it to this, right? And that looks about where I want it to be. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and put a brad so I can just determine, like, I'm just gonna put a mark like there. That's where I need to put my hole. I don't know what's going on. I keep I keep deleting stuff I'm working on. So as the last segment that you guys saw, I put a hole and I just put in my brad, just like this. And now that's the closure. And you put this in like this, and there's your closure. And I had to cut this smaller to make it easier to put in the pocket. Then the next thing I did was I went ahead and glued the whole thing. And all I did is I put glue on the back of this, on this side, and then at the bottom, so it becomes a tuck spot like this. So when you open this up, it looks like this. And I am gonna put our prototype in here. And then put the closure. This. And then put another to show that there's one on the inside of our envelope. And that's it. And that is done. The next pocket I have, I'm sure you've all seen this from Natasha at Treasure Books. She just used a book page and you place it on your page and you're going to have 4 pockets. You got 1, 2, 3, and 4. I used this concept to make a different type of version to add into your junk journal. So let me show you version 1. All you need is a book page, and what you're going to do, it doesn't matter what size it is, you fold it lengthwise in half. Once you have that, fold it in half again, widthwise. Once you have that, then you do your triangle like this. Do it on both sides. And then with this one, you want to just fold it anywhere you want it. You have a little crease there, like this, and then you just line this up to match up the other one. It doesn't really matter if they don't. So you have a pocket like this. It opens this way. To place it in your journal, you want this to be against your spine. So let's say we want to put it in here. The way you would do this is go from the bottom like this, and you can go ahead and glue it, or you can sew it if your paper was not bind yet. So with our case, it's going to be glued. So all I need to do is put glue on here. You flip this page over and you put glue over here, and you have a page with pockets. That is version 1. The second version is going to be, let's get another sheet of paper, and I'm going to make a big one, a map. With this one, instead of folding it lengthwise, we are going to fold it widthwise like this. So you fold it in half like this. Once you have that, you fold it in half again, and you make your triangle like this. And you do the same thing on the other side, like this. Insert it. And of course, you guys know with these, you can actually go ahead and glue it and place it in there. And you want to do the same thing with this. If your paper is too thick, or you still want to decorate it, I would go ahead and probably cut this, rip it, and then you can put like a washi tape, and you're still going to make your page sturdy. But if you don't want it too bulky, just go ahead and cut it off. So you have this, which you can even, I think I'm gonna flip mine like this. So your page would look like this. Now, as you can see, our opening now is at the bottom. What we want with this one is when you place it on your page, let's say we're doing it here, you can do it on the outside like this. So now your pocket is here and then here, and you're just gonna glue on this side and then at the bottom, and then you do the same thing here. If you were gonna sew it, of course, you're just going to sew it right there, and then you got a one page with pockets. Or with this one, if you have one that's big enough, you can actually place it. I'm gonna place it in one of our elastic, and I can just insert this and use it another page to our signature. And there it is. I have a pocket here. And if I wanted to, if I don't want this particular page, I can just go ahead and glue it here too if I wanted to, and then I can have a second pocket. But that is the two versions that I have for Natasha's pocket. It just makes it easier for you to attach it to your page. The next one I have is, you've seen this last time, this little storage pocket thing. I saw this, the first person who showed me this was actually my friend Judy, and she taught me how to make it. And it's pretty simple, so we're gonna go really fast on this one. You just take your bag, any lunch bag that you have, and with this one, there's a crease here because when you fold this, it lines up, right? There's your line here. Instead of cutting it there, you wanna just cut a little bit further away from it. So with this one, I want a gap like that. And there's your page. Then you can do your little tab, which I just use like a circle. You can even use a circle, and you just attach it to here. It helps you to grab something to open your pocket. To attach this, what I want to do is I want to make sure this thing stays in place in my notebook. So I am going to put glue all over here and then place it on my page like this. That's it. If you wanted to, you can make it into another pocket, but because there's so many things that you can put inside, I don't think we need another pocket in there. So that is the Judy's pocket there. The last pocket I want to show you guys is this one. I got this from Pam at the Paper Outpost. When you place this in your book, you'll have a pocket here, 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 and then here, and then of course the whole thing here. So let me show you guys how to make this. You need a book page, any book page you guys have. And for me, because I like to measure, I am going to do a measurement of 1 inch here. If you don't want to measure, you can just use your, what do you call this, your grid line, or just eyeball it however you want it. And I am just going to fold like this. And I can see my measurement here. Fold it like this. Then you want to fold it like this, and we can just eyeball it. You want to put this inside here. Then all you need to do is put glue in here to close this up, and you can also put glue in here so it also closes inside here. And that's what your pocket would look like. Decorate it in any way you want it. Place it in your journal. I think this might be a little too big. Like this. And then you're done. I showed you guys these, you can sit, watch TV and do a mask making on them because they're very simple, and you'll use up a lot of your book pages, and you can go ahead and decorate them and be ready to place them into your journal. So there was a lot of pockets that I showed you guys. I think for now Archie is done with pockets, so I'm gonna try to do something else with Archie. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate your support. Until next time, happy crafting.